Devon, we're so excited to have you, man. We're going to talk about your book club on the show.
Man, I can't wait. Reading with DK, I've had a lot of success, gotten some great responses. It's been fun.
Oh, hello, Devon. Now you can't wait to talk about To Kill a Mockingbird. But when I DM'd you about it in the summer, didn't hear anything back.
Oh, I remember you. You're the guy who was DMing me asking for money.
Sure, but you still never responded, so.
You didn't even talk about the book. Did you even read To Kill a Mockingbird?
Devon, I'm going to level with you. I don't know how to read.
Thanks so much for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me, man. It's a blast. Pleasure to be here.
So we were just talking about your book club. So that's like kind of blown up. There was a New York Times article about it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, last summer I decided, I was like, you know what? Kids don't read enough. They're always playing video games, doing things that they ought not to be doing. I want to do something to help kids get into reading a little bit more. And I started it. I started reading with DK, and it blew up. Next thing I know, a couple of months later, there's a New York Times article. The participation was great, and I did another challenge during the season, which went well as well. So I'm going to continue to develop it.
So you did the Alchemist?
Yeah, I did The Alchemist and To Kill a Mockingbird the first time around, and then The Giver and The Hatchet the second time around.
Classic,
so some classic books that I feel like every kid should read.
We've had Landon Collins on, we've had Justin Pugh, and I feel like we're having all the young Giants core right now.
Hey, absolutely. You got the right guys.
Are you cool with those guys?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, me and Justin have a great relationship, and then Landon, me and him play on the same side. So, you know, he's the strong side safety, I'm the strong side linebacker. So, you know, we always say, ball's coming our way, it's over.
So is that like, do you take pride in that, like a big hit?
Oh, absolutely. You know, just physicality. One thing I specialize in is setting the edge of our defense. You know, if it's running to the edge of my side, you know, I'm going to turn it back, and that's where guys like Snacks, Damon Harrison really eats in the inside, and Landon could come up and cap everything off.
Yeah, Snacks is such another cool story too, like where he came from and where he is now. It's inspiring.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. You know, he's one of the most impressive players. People don't understand. He averages 80 tackles a season, and he plays first and second down as nose tackle, taking on double teams every play.
And his name is Snacks.
Right.
He's awesome.
I've seen him on Saturday nights before games, and he deserves the name. He deserves.
What does he eat mostly?
You know, before Saturday before games, I see him get a big plate of spaghetti, and he likes cheese in his spaghetti, like, but not like shredded cheese. Like, I'm talking like a slice of cheese that he warms up in the microwave and then mixes it all in. Like, I've seen him do that a couple times, but you know, that's his thing.
I'd watch his cooking show for sure. That'd be a fun show.
Take it back.
So yeah, it's so interesting. And then you're a young guy, but you're already involved in the NFLPA.
Yeah, I'm the NFLPA rep for the team. I've been going to the meetings for 2 years, and it's something I'm really, you know, passionate about. I want to get involved and help make the NFL better for the next generation.
So, like, how did that start? I wouldn't even know how that would begin.
You know, I took interest as soon as I got in the league, but I was the young guy. But I would just ask a lot of questions when, you know, the NFLPA guys would come in and speak to us, and I told them I was interested, and they started inviting me out to some of the events that they had, and I eventually showed enough interest and did well enough to where the team nominated me as the NFLPA rep, and it's been a fun ride so far.
That's so. They have a problem with the league. They go to you.
Yeah, something's going. Like, I remember sometimes guys would think practice is going too long, and they'll be like, "Are we allowed to be practicing that long?" And I'll go and check. Like, yeah, you know, it was only 2-hour practice, so you can practice that long. You know, so stuff like that comes up, and I'm one of the guys that you know, my teammates could come to, and I can tell them the answers on things. And if I don't know it, sometimes I don't know. You know, I have the contacts to reach out and figure out the best answer for them.
It's like you're like class president on top of being a linebacker. It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this year was a tough year. I'm a big Giants fan. There were definitely expectations. Do you feel that going into next season? Like, do you have like a chip on your shoulder going into next season?
Yeah, I think we got humbled in the biggest way. You know, the year before we had a really good year, and we added a couple of pieces, lost a few pieces, but we thought what we gained was going to take us over the top, and we're going to be able to make a really strong push in the playoffs. And the year started, and we had some struggles, and things just started to fall apart from there, and we could never turn it around like we should have and could have. So, you know, I think it's going to bring, you know, a whole new energy for the guys back in the locker room, and I hope to be a part of it. You know, I'm a free agent right now, or coming in a couple of months. So we'll see what the new GM and new head coach wants to do. But, you know, I'd love the opportunity to stay.
You know, I think next year the defense does have some things going right. Obviously, there were some, you know, articles about things going wrong, but I think there's a lot of great talent there.
Yeah, I think we have a core defensively that we can really, you know, take it to the next step with if we add a few pieces, and we just have to keep building. But to be honest, even defensively, I feel like we took a step back last year, and it's going to make us hungry. We have some talented guys on the defensive side of the ball that are prideful and can't believe, you know, the year went how it went, and we're going to turn it around.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, thanks.
So, it's in your family, like it's in your blood. I mean, your dad was he's a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
On a rival team.
Yep.
I mean, and you were telling me before, you remember being on his shoulders.
Yeah, he won the Super Bowl, and I was on his shoulders in a Sports Illustrated magazine with my arm up, and it's funny, I grew up a Cowboys fan because of that. You know, I remember Emmitt Smith, he raced me one day, and I would go and tell all my friends I beat Emmitt Smith in a race. And so, you know, I grew up a huge Cowboys fan, and then I became a Giants, and now a Giant, and now my dad goes to all the Giant Cowboy games, and I make him wear Giants gear, and he was like, "You got to win a Super Bowl with them if you know you want me to convert all the way." And I was like,
"Oh,
all right,
wow,
fair enough, fair enough."
It's kind of like Tim Hardaway Jr. being a Knick, and his dad played for Miami.
Right. Yep. Exactly.
It's just some tension.
Yeah, definitely tension.
But he's all in right now.
Yeah, he's all in right now. But he was like, when you're retired, if you didn't win a Super Bowl with the Giants, then the fam's going back to Cowboy fans.
Wow.
So I'm like, I would like to get a Super Bowl with the Giants before it's all said and done.
Are you tight with your dad?
Yeah, we have a great relationship.
And what was it like? I mean, you're coming up. You have this NFL talent. I mean, what was he like as a mentor?
It was just great. You know, his work ethic, he played offensive line, so he's much bigger than I am. You know, he's 6'2", 300 and something pounds, huge guy, but just the work ethic, and he played 13 years professionally. So just the example he set, it was something that I could always strive to. And people ask me, like, am I comfortable or now? And it's like, there's so much more I can achieve when I have a dad who played 13 years and won a Super Bowl. So, you know, I'm far from complacent.
I mean, what do you guys do on the road? Do you do, because we've had like Carl Banks on, he's told LT stories. I assume that like, it's like I'm a comic. The generation before me is comics. They partied way harder. I feel like it's the same for athletes. It's like you hear those stories and you're like, it's not like that anymore, right?
Yeah, no, the things that I've heard about that guys used to do, I'm like, it would be all over Sports Center if guys were doing that now, but we just live at a different time. You know, with social media and everything, you can't be going on these trips and wilding out and doing all those things. Somebody's going to catch it on camera, and, you know, it's a bad look for yourself, but also the team and the organization. So, you know, I think for the most part, guys stay in line, and we're kind of forced to. We have curfew and security guards on our floors and can't leave, so it's like, you know, what are you going to do?
Is that weird, having security guards on your floor?
Well, it's kind of weird being a grown man and somebody telling me, get in your room and stay. But, you know.
And you're probably bigger than them.
It's just a part of the culture. But when I talk to like some peers of mine, like I'm cool with Porzingis and stuff, and he tells me what it's like for them, and it's a free-for-all. They get to hang out and, you know, kind of do whatever. And he's like, you have curfew. Like, what is that? I'm like, oh, man, you don't even know.
So how do you know KP?
Oh, yeah, actually, we met a couple weeks ago. He was on the cover of this magazine, Hot Living, and I have good relationships with the CEO of the company, and he invited me out, and KP and I hit it off. Him and his brother are really cool people, and we were sitting there talking for a couple of hours and had a great time, exchanged numbers, and probably hang out at some point, but obviously he's a little busy right now.
Yeah.
You know, going to AllStar Game probably and all that. So, you know, once he settles down and stuff, we'll probably get together.
We got to tell Porzingis to come on the show. We need Porzingis on here, too.
That would be nice.
That would be nice. Porzingis and Cantor. The book Cantor hashtag did not catch on. So we're looking to get into that. Devon, thank you so much for sitting down with us, man.
No, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
We got more with Devon right after this, and Jordan Schultz from Yahoo Sports. We're here on People Talking Sports. We're joined by Giants linebacker Devon Kennard. Thanks for coming by, man.
Thanks for having me.
And Jordan Schultz from Yahoo Sports is back.
Thank you.
Am I swarthy hetero life mate? You guys saw the fight with the Clippers and the Rockets?
Absolutely.
That was crazy.
Yeah, my big thing is where did they think it was going to go? You know, it's the security guards are going to stop the fight at some point. So you think you're going to get into the locker room and be able to really approach the guys? It's going to end.
Yeah, so you're saying they know ahead of time, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to get out of hand.
Oh, absolutely. You know, they know somebody's going to stop them. There's going to be some big security guard who wraps them up and ends the deal.
Right. Totally.
Well, basketball players never actually want to fight. It's the hold me back deal, and then they had some kind of secret passageway at Staples Center where they were trying to get through, and then that got broken up. Nothing really happened. And there's a lot of bad blood there, though, with Austin Rivers, with CP3 and Blake, and really nobody really loves Austin Rivers in the NBA.
Why does everyone hates all? I think it is because Doc's the coach, and then he gets all the minutes, and then he acts like a tough guy about it.
Right.
It's kind of like if LeVar Ball was his dad, he'd be playing in Lithuania right now.
Well, you know why, though? What happened was there was two real things. One was they felt like Austin was kind of acting like a superstar because Doc was there, and then two, the Clippers had an opportunity to get Carmelo. Doc didn't want to do it because he didn't want to trade Austin. So there's some other things there as well, which is understandable.
That's a huge conflict. That you can't have the dad be the GM, the coach, and have the son on the team.
I'm surprised that's lasted for so long.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, why isn't that like a rule? You can't just hire your son. It's crazy. Also, too, I don't know, man, Austin Rivers, you just want to punch him. Like, you look at him, that's how hated he is. Like, he's not even in uniform, and people are just like,
even
I got to hit that guy, Jordan.
Dude, people don't really love him.
I would like to know what he was saying. Like, he's not even dressed out. He's in street clothes.
Yeah.
And just talking mess. Like, what are you saying? I'm curious.
He's also got the beard that isn't quite forming yet, too. And you're like, dude, you can't even grow a beard. Stop acting like you can grow a beard.
Yeah.
I feel like his teammates are going to, be like, we need to talk. And he's going to be like, I'm going to be made captain. And it's going to be like Pesci and Goodfellas,
Oh, and then at the end, he ends up, he's done.
Yeah. That was what I was going for.
Nobody else. Yeah.
What was up with all the Blake Griffin elbows, though, to CP3? That was interesting, too.
It was interesting, but, don't you think that people gun for Blake a little bit?
Always. It seems like
it's unfair, I think.
I think so, for sure.
For a guy that's like a top 15 at worst NBA player, he's like the one guy that people go after all the time. And do we know why? I mean,
is it the flashiness?
I think it's the way he plays. Like he's always dunking. Like nobody, as a man, you don't want to get dunked on. I know somebody tries to dunk on me, you're getting tackled. So I'm bringing football to the basketball field. Absolutely.
Two different sports.
Nothing worse. By the way, nothing worse than playing basketball for a football player.
I'm going to use all 5 fouls. Please.
We're back on People Talking Sports. Everyone's talking about Blake Bortles now, but I was talking about Bortles mania in August. Check out this clip right here.
I don't know. I think the Jaguars are better than the Patriots.
Somehow I knew one of you was going to say something.
I feel like Blake Bortles is better than Tom Brady. I don't. Is that crazy? I don't know.
Yes, it's very crazy.
I watched the preseason and I'm convinced. That's all I can say. Bortles for MVP. You'll see it this year.
Wow. I predicted this matchup, and I predict Bortles will take it to the Super Bowl. Who's with me?
Oh, absolutely.
So you're sticking with
I'm sticking with it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, oh, man.
Why would I jump ship now after that crazy prediction?
Wait, my question is, what preseason were you watching? He was awful in the preseason. They were thinking Chad Henne. He was getting benched.
I saw something in him.
This is,
You saw the talent.
Jordan, blasphemy. I can't believe you're saying something like this about our savior, Blake Bortles. Absolutely.
He's my second favorite quarterback in the NFL after, of course, Eli.
Of course.
Hey, I'll take that.
I'll tell you this right now. I'm an Eli fan, but I'm a Bortles man.
Well, do you hear what Bortles did? He compared his criticism to LeBron.
I know.
Yes, I know.
And you know what? It's an unfair comparison because Bortles is undefeated in the playoffs right now.
He has no playoff losses. Brady has plenty, 9.
These are all great points. He should have compared himself to some kind of religious deity. I think he aimed to blow with LeBron James.
So
he's inhuman, Devon.
So if he goes undefeated and wins it all, he's the best.
I think he is.
Yes, absolutely.
Devon knows better than anybody.
Devon, what do you think?
Happy to hear your case.
Who is harder to go against, Brady or Bortles?
That's tough. It's real close, but I'm gonna have to go with the GOAT. I'm gonna have to go with Brady to clarify. I'm looking forward to this matchup, though.
Were you shocked that they beat the Steelers? Either of you guys?
Not shocked. No.
I actually wasn't shocked. I think the Jaguars are one of the best all-around teams. But, coming this week playing New England, they have the X factor with Tom Brady and Belichick. So I'm not betting against those guys.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about Blake is aside from him being awesome, he does have some deficiencies, such as the fact that he is one of the worst road quarterbacks in NFL history. I will say this: he's 18 touchdowns and 3 picks in all their wins this year. So if they run the ball with Fournette, who's great, play great defense, I mean, there's no reason why he can't be okay. But I mean, come on, they're not going to go in. They haven't lost a home game in the playoffs since 2012. The Patriots.
New England is best at taking away what a team does best, and then making them one-dimensional. So I'm interested to see what Bortles is going to do when they shut down the run and load up the box and say, "Come and beat us, Bortles." Well, I don't know. What do you think?
I believe in Bortles. I'm also kind of rooting for the Jags because I'm a Giants fan, and they got Tom Coughlin. So
Blake's playing for a contract too. They have to decide whether to extend him, and basically he's made $20 million in 4 years. They could extend him and give him 19 next year. This is a big game for him and his actual future with Jacksonville. I mean, they have a big decision to make.
I predict that Blake will be the richest man in the NFL starting tomorrow. Or whenever this comes out.
So can we get a score? How about a score?
45-42, the same score that they beat the Steelers by. Bortles Mania running wild.
What do you got, Devon?
I'm thinking 28-17 New England.
Yeah. 55-0. I missed
Ben Simmons, who's having an amazing year, says, "I'm the best rookie in the NBA," which is kind of like a guy who got held back in high school being like, "I'm getting the most chicks."
Is he wrong, though? I mean...
He's not wrong. He is the best right now, I think, in terms of, like, all around.
Yeah, well, it's ironic that they drafted Schultz, #1 this year.
Sure.
He can't play. But Simmons, if you look at the numbers, his numbers are off the charts. I think it's like 18.7 rebounds, 6 assists.
Yeah.
He's almost 7 feet tall. The only thing he doesn't really do is shoot threes, but everything else is
playing point guard.
Playing the point. They're winning. You got to give him a lot of credit. I will say, for me, Jason Tatum in Boston.
Yeah.
It's probably
Tatum's numbers are incredible. I mean, what he's shooting from
45%.
Yeah, that's insane from 3. I mean, I just don't think it's as clear cut as it was in the beginning of the season. Early on, it was like Ben Simmons 100%, but now it's like Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Kuzma, Markkanen.
Markkanen is looking. I mean, the 2 games he had against Porzingis, I was like, this kid is good.
I just think
Let's set the record straight. Ben Simmons is the best, though.
Put it this way. If you had one guy to build around out of all those guys.
Ben Simmons for sure.
Man, I love that. Yeah, I understand what all you guys are saying. He's the best, though. Come on.
Like, come on, let's be serious.
Well, his numbers like rival Magic and Oscar Robertson in their rookie years. So.
Yeah, I mean, there is a thing, though, with him where he does have weaknesses to his game that teams have exploited, especially from the free throw line, and they're letting him shoot. Early on, it was like, what do we do with this guy?
Right.
But now it's like teams do have a game plan for him, and with those other guys like Tatum, Mitchell, Markkanen, they are more skilled in some sense of the word. So it's like they could rise to the top of that rookie class as the season goes on. I just don't think it's a lock yet.
Some of these rookies are also like 22. Donovan Mitchell, he's 21.
Yeah.
Some of these guys are older, and then we have Frank on the Knicks, Ntilikina, who's 19 years old, very young, very raw, but he's shown some flashes. I mean, against the Nets on Monday.
Yeah.
10 assists, 10 points.
Spoken like a true Knicks fan.
I'm a Knicks fan.
Would you rather have Frankie or Dennis Smith, who you could have had?
I'm going to take Frank. Because I think Dennis Smith is showing more now, but I think Frank's ceiling is higher because of his defensive
size.
prowess. Yeah.
He's unbelievable. As an on-ball defender, he is unbelievable.
I want to see him be more aggressive, and there was one play where he took it to the rack against Brooklyn where he got stuffed, but I hadn't seen him go for that, and just seeing him show that killer instinct, I was like, hell yeah.
I think with Frank, the thought process around the league is that at some point he'll figure out that he can be more vocal and pick his spots. Right now, this is Porzingis' team.
Totally.
But once he learns,
it's going to be that way for
a long time. Yeah, but he can be the Robin to Porzingis' Batman.
You don't even have to think of it that way, though. It can be. I don't like the whole idea of like your role. It can be the franchise and it can be the franchise. Yeah, that's what it is.
Also, too, you can't be he's 19, right?
Yeah.
He's 19. He can't be a team leader. 19 years old, you're gonna tell Michael Beasley what to do? Good luck.
Would you like to tell Michael Beasley what to do?
No. Terrified. I'd be in the other room crying. That scares me to death.
Outstanding.
I've never met him, but he looks like an intense guy.
Yeah.
That's as an NFL linebacker, you saying that. That's so funny. I would not. No, not with him. Wouldn't make eye contact.
Adam Silver is apparently opposed for the AllStar Game to 2 teams picking the draft, having that televised, because some players might have their feelings get hurt. Maybe some guys aren't quite as good as they thought they were.
Sure.
some guys like Steph Curry are totally down to pick the teams, but then guys like Kevin Durant are like, I don't really want to. He's already he gets enough flack on social media. He doesn't want to be in that position where Russell Westbrook's on the board, and he's just like, I don't know. You know?
Yeah.
So. Well, Devon, you're the guy to ask for that. Is that a weird thing for players?
I think it could be weird for some players. You know, like two guys, and why didn't you pick me before so and so? You know, it can get kind of awkward, but you got to put feelings aside. It's fun. You know, I think the fans will love it. So why not?
What LeBron say? He was like, "Let's go, let's do it," because he knows he'd be.
That's easy. Who's not going to pick him first?
Yeah, that's.
Well, he'd be a captain, wouldn't he?
That's
true.
No,
Giannis would be.
Giannis could actually as the vote getter. So Giannis doesn't pick LeBron. It creates some tension with the Bucks.
What's he going to do? Take Eric Bledsoe? You know. He's a terrific player. But
Giannis already said he wanted to play with LeBron one day or something like that.
Wow.
I was reading something. He was like, that'd be cool. So I think he'll draft him first.
What about you? Because you mentioned that. So say you don't get picked. Does that put a chip on your shoulder, or did you just kind of forget it?
I guess it depends who it is.
Oh, okay. So say it's you. You know what I mean?
I don't think I would take offense to it.
You wouldn't take offense.
No.
I mean. Yeah.
But there's some guys that players like more than fans, you know, and there's some guys that players like more than analysts and everything. You know, like their guy Damian Lillard kind of gets snubbed a lot. Mike Conley gets snubbed a lot. Maybe they make it if players are picking. I don't know.
Right.
It would add so much drama. They basically, imagine this, like you're creating all these little tension now, and then guys become favorites. You also have to remember these guys play with each other in the Olympic team. They know each other really well. There's a lot there. So I understand where Adam Silver's coming from. I also think it'd be awesome TV.
Yeah, they should handle it like the draft. There should be high drama. Like whoever comes out in a suit, they put the hat on him. Like it should be very, or like The Bachelor. Like you give him a rose, whatever it is. It should be very dramatic. Yeah.
Remember when I met Adam Silver at that game?
Yeah, he squeezed my arm.
It was crazy.
I think he likes me. I don't know. He's very progressive.
He remembered you.
Yeah, that was the coolest.
Maybe he watches.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you on, Adam.
Yeah.
No, he's a real politician. I was like, loved how you handled the Clippers situation when you first got the job, and he grabbed my arm and he goes, "Thank you," and I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
Imagine Stern doing that.
I know.
For whatever reason, of all the people we've ever had, that was the one person. I just never thought I'd be in a position in my life to meet Adam Silver. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like entertainment, you're like, maybe I'll meet that person, whatever. But the commissioner of the NBA was never going to happen.
Radar.
So that was like, I don't know. I was pretty starstruck.
Yeah.
He's a Dookie. We could ask him about Austin Rivers.
And this show comes full circle. This has been a great episode. Jordan, thanks for coming back. Devon, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Keep watching the show here. People Talking Sports, guys. That was great.